And earlier today, we spoke with ILTV reporter Steve Leibovitz, who was out on the streets outside of the president's residence in Jerusalem. Let's take a look. Steve, what is the atmosphere like today out in the country?
Lidar, I don't know if we've had protests this fierce up until now, after 11 weeks of protest, after, I would say, being disappointed by the government's reaction to the president's speech last night. Has inspired many, many more thousands to go out into the roads. They're determined. They're going to continue. And it's a very serious and difficult situation in the streets.
Mm-hmm. Now, just last night, President Yitzhak Herzog issued a new outline for the reform, a compromise to the current legislation. Are people optimistic that a compromise could be within reach? I mean, what are you hearing from people out on the streets?
Many of the people that are out on the street listened to the president's words last night. They were hopeful that this was going to be the solution, that the protests could end, and that the government and the opposition protesters would be able to agree. They largely embraced what the president's words. Unfortunately, the coalition rejected it totally, immediately. Netanyahu said basically that it wasn't worth the paper it was written on. And so the people are out in the streets. They're reacting. They were going to be out here anyway unless there was a solution that was announced. And they're just going to grow as the days go forward.
So there's no sign that they are going to let up soon? I mean, going to wait and see if maybe a compromise can be reached?
There's no wait from the protesters. They see that the government is going to move forward with its legislation, possibly trying to complete it before the Passover holiday and the Knesset break. Until then, you're going to see more clashes, more civil disobedience. The people heard the words of President Herzog yesterday. He used the words, the potential for civil war. People here in the country are taking it very seriously, and they're in the streets and continuing to protest.
All right. Thank you to Steve Leibovitz.